Yes, sorry about that. What I wanted to know, if somebody leaves the UK to say to go and work in Dubai, and they've left the country and they've got a job there, they've got rented accommodation, everything, and then halfway through the tax year, circumstances change and they move back to the UK. For the period that they were in Dubai,
Mm.
are they considered a UK resident or a Dubai resident?
When you leave the UK to go and work abroad under contract of employment, you're classed as non-resident from the date you leave.
Yeah,
The difficulty is now that there are new residency rules that come into play from the 6th of April.
yeah,
You can have a look on our website
yeah.
under www.hmrc.gov.uk. If you type into the search facility statutory residence test,
A statutory
residence test,
residence
that will give
test.
you some idea as to what's happened, with regard to the changes now, which, as I say, take effect after the 6th of April 2013. It gives the current law, but it gives the proposed revisions, which it looks as if they will become, and it mentions then how, the impact on people, in your situation, leaving and coming, back, to the UK then.
Yeah,
And you need to do the residence test to establish then whether you'll be caught, with UK tax when you
yeah.
return. Will you retain a property in the UK and things like that?
Well, there's a permanent house here, and it wasn't sold; it was kept. But the rental accommodation was obtained in Dubai. The contract was for 3 years, with the view to extend further.
Okay.
But then circumstances changed,
Yeah.
and living in Dubai wasn't as much fun as we thought. Under those circumstances, the return to the UK has taken place. From what I understand, if you leave the UK with the intention of not returning, and you set up home elsewhere, then you're not a UK resident anymore.
Yeah. But during the year of departure, if it's partway through the tax year or the year of arriving,
Yeah,
then you can claim a split year situation, and
yeah,
that's what you need to look at. But that you need to read the new guidance really to
yeah.
establish then whether you will be classed as. Right. Let me just tell you what the factors are.
What is the? I mean, the new the statutory residence test that comes into effect in April. But I want to know, what is the current legislation?
The current legislation, then, you would need to look at our HMRC 6 guidance, again online,
Yeah,
and that then will tell you about claiming the split year, so whereby you'd only be taxed on the income from the date you arrive in the UK.
yeah,
With the new rules, it's based on when you arrive in the UK. So when somebody arrives in the UK, you've been non-resident in all of the 3 previous years.
yeah,
You need to consider your UK resident family, if you've had family left behind,
yeah,
substantive UK employment or self-employment,
yeah,
accessibility to accommodation in the UK,
yeah,
and 90 days or more in the UK in either of the previous 2 years.
yeah.
And then your residency position then is looked at in terms of the number of days.
See, the thing is, this situation is different. It's not a question of number of days. When the transfer to Dubai was made, it was made with view to permanency, not returning.
So we're looking at, the fact you've left the UK and you're non-resident, but you're going to be coming back.
Only because.
Now,
Sorry?
with the new rules in terms of, and it looks at the factors, the number of days and the number of factors that apply. So you're going to need to look at this really in quite a bit of depth. It's not, each personal circumstance unique to them, and based on that information and the number of days, we need to, if you're not resident or not non-resident, then you have to look at the factors, and those are based on the number of days you are here in the UK and, your circumstances. So if you're neither resident or non-resident, then you've got to consider additional factors, and they are days spent in the UK, family living in the UK, accommodation available in the UK, substantive work in the UK presence in previous years, and more time spent in the UK than other countries.
Okay, now I hear what you're saying, but that's those are for people where they don't leave the UK permanently. I'm saying that within the same tax year, this family moves out, goes to Dubai, and they're going to live there. But circumstances change, and they decide to move back to the UK. Is that a question of?
Is this going to happen after the 6th of April?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to be looking at these new rules. They will apply. The fact that they went with the intention to stay there permanently, that's fine. But if the circumstances change, then you need to look at the factors on the number of days.
So those would apply even to a person who actually left the UK with the intention of not returning.
Doesn't make any difference, really. I mean, yes, the intention was to stay there indefinitely, 3 years plus. If they came back prior to that, you need to establish, you have to consider the additional factors as to whether, they're going to be classed as resident or not, based on, as I said, the number of days, their family ties, etc., what they did in the previous 2 years.
Yeah.
But you need to look at the new revised legislation.
Off the top of your head, and based only on the information I've given you, it sounds like from 6th of April, if this situation happens after 6th of April, the person, even though they left not to come back, they would still be considered a UK resident if they do return.
Potentially, they could be, but it's based on the fact. The thing is, one thing, we don't do hypothetical, and you are doing hypothetical.
Yeah.
If you've got facts and dates, etc., and all the information concerning the factors that would determine whether an individual is resident or not, you need to look. It's quite complicated. It's not something anybody would give you a ruling over the telephone.
Yeah.
It's down to the individual to assess the factors that apply to them, and then based on that to self-certify really, or self-assess whether they are classed as resident or not. And then we would potentially check maybe the factors, to determine whether that's the case. But, the fact that the intention was to go for longer and it's interrupted for whatever reason, I don't think will have any bearing, really.
All right.
As I said, that split does apply, but have a look at that legislation now, that, as I say, which will indicate, give you an indication of where you or the person in question, will be in terms of a tax position.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the person in question myself, but I just wanted to get some advice as what would the situation be.
You're looking for the old rules. They're covered by the HMRC 6. The new rules then can be found online. You can Google it, just put in HMRC statutory residence test, and it's all there for you.
So what is the name of that one? Did you say Rule 6?
The HMRC number 6. Yeah, those are the rules that are in place currently.
So if I type in HMRC number 6, it will come up?
Yeah, you just put in our website address, www.hmrc.gov.uk, and in the search box type in HMRC and the number 6.
HMRC, the number 6 after it.
But then, as I said,
it's come up with London 2003 ceremony performance.
No, it should be.
Or effects of residence domicile meaning of terms.
Yeah, that's the one you want.
Okay. Well, it's quite short. The term resident and ordinary resident have the same.
It's about 80 pages long, that one is. And the new one then, the statutory resident one, you need to be looking at that then going forward from the 6th of April.
The one that you're saying, HMRC number 6, when I click on it, it's less than a paragraph.
Oh, no. If you type in HMRC and number 6 straight after it.
Yeah, I have. Any spaces?
No.
No space. Okay, let's try that. Tax when leaving the UK?
It should come up. It should come up with a residency.
And then a PDF document?
Yes. Click on
Okay, great. I've got that. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.